Hello, everybody, and let me just make sure we're muted. Bear with me. We have a special guest, W Vogs.
Yep.
There we go. We're muted, as we almost got ourselves in stereo sound, as that would have sucked.
Mine says off air for some reason.
No, you're on there. You're on there, my friend.
Oh.
You're good. We're all good. I can see you. Let me get this back up to normal now. There we go. Oh, technical difficulties with Al. Hello, ID Gesture. Can you hear us, my friend? Because Al's having functional trouble. There we go, Spartacus Aurelius. So we have W Vogs with us, and I provided a link in the chat to his channel. And in the chat, we have the original Grognard and we have ID Gesture. Check out those two great channels, along with our special guest W Vogs, the newest member of our FOC. And hopefully everything is a-okay with the sound and visual. The visual seems all right. And hopefully I've not muted. Yep, he says he hears us both. ID, don't count me out yet for Sunday. I said I'm usually with Dog, but I don't know what he's doing because his channel, as W Vog knows, we sort of got whammied.
Unfortunate stuff.
Yeah. So W Vogs, Will, my friend, introduce yourself and talk about a little bit about your channel.
Well, my name is W Vogs, aka Will. I started a few months ago. I am a card collecting channel. I do sports introductions to my favorite teams. I was W Vogs 18, but I accidentally changed my name to W Vogs, but it will go back to W Vogs 18 sooner than later when the 90 days expire, which is a stupid wait time, but yeah, I'm a card collector and a sports enthusiast.
Will, move your camera a little more because when you start moving this way, your head goes out of like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw that.
You're good now. You're good. You're good. So, now you've had some really cool card collecting videos I've seen where you'll get autographs. Tell us about the one you went with your friend and you got some really cool autographs with some players from the Hornets, I believe it was.
Yes, my friend, his name is Raph's Drafts and Cards. He actually has a YouTube channel himself. He's a few years younger than me. He's a full-time season ticket holder. I'm a partial season ticket holder for the Charlotte Hornets. And after the game, they had a special thing for the season ticket holders to get autographs. And my friend's dad said, hey, I was like, hey, can you ask your dad if I can come with? And they took us down below the court, and we waited for the players to come out, and they all signed a bunch of autographs, and that was probably one of the best times I've ever had.
Yeah, that was a really enjoyable video. And we have some people in the chat saying hello to you. We have the Dog Show saying hello. We have Raps, Graphs, and Cards.
That's the guy. That's the guy.
That's you. That's your partner in crime, I believe, isn't it not?
Basically, yes.
Okay.
Everyone thinks he's my son, but he's not. He's younger than me, but
that's it. And then we have Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, we have Sports Time Machine. That Mr. Utah Mike. Check out his channel. He's doing his one and done 64 team tournament using Stratomatic baseball. ID Gesture, as I stated. Check out that great channel. And this Sunday, hopefully I'll be on there if I have the chance. They're going to do another baseball review. It was very successful. I missed it on Tuesday. I had things I had to deal with, and I'm going to be catching that a little bit later, listen to some of that. But I heard it was a great show. Mr. Utah Mike, Sports Time Machine, was on that. And we also have the original Grognard in the chat. Check out that great military strategy channel. Sports Time Machine says, Vogs, nice channel, love the cards. Yeah, he does a great job. He does a great job. Now, so just tell us about some of you. And Evan, I always mess up Crosby's. Evgeny Crosby, who's a big Pittsburgh fan. Thank you very much. And he's in the card collecting community. I bet you Vogs knows him better than I do. Will knows these guys better than I do.
He is part of the card crew. I'm not part of it yet, but he's one of the original members.
Excellent.
Eventually.
And Bobby Cantillano, my Twitter wife, has jumped in the stream to say hello. I know she's doing another show, so that was really cool that she stopped by to say hello. So, Will, tell us about. Now, I know you're just some of your favorite. If you have a favorite baseball team, basketball team. I know it's and football team or whatever else you'd like to tell us, and then we'll get about you're a big movie buff too, which we found out as you were in our stream when our great stream with the dog show, absolutely fabulous channel, and then something happened with that, unfortunately, because oh well, something happened
You know
unfortunately
what?
with that.
Before I get to the teams, I think you guys should continue it and just show pictures of the chariot scene.
We talked about that. We're gonna wait to see what happens with Dog's channel first. That will be on Dog's channel whenever it comes back up live,
I will
like we did
definitely
before.
be there though.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk a few more movies if Dog wants to. We get that taken care of, hopefully soon. And if not, it'll be when it's ready. So those will be live with Dog. That's where they belong on the Dog Show. And please, if you have not subscribed to the Dog Show or W Vogs or to Evgeny Crosby or Rafts, Graphs, and Cards or ID Gesture or the original Grognar, please do so. Become a member of our broader community, which includes entertainment, sports sims, card collecting, you name it, we have it. And we're here with Will from W Vogs. Will, baseball team, who do you root for?
You're going to hate this. New York
Yankees.
I'm from Stamford, Connecticut.
So it's the Yankees?
Yes, unfortunately. Yes.
Okay, this video's ending. No, I'm just kidding.
It's over. Cut.
No. Lots of Yankee fans I'm friends with. It's not a big deal. So name a couple of your, because you're younger than I am. What are some of your favorite Yankees throughout history? It doesn't have to be old, but who are some of your favorite Yankees?
Derek Jeter.
The captain.
Class act. He reminds me, I didn't get to see this guy play, and I really wish I did. He reminds me of Cal Ripken Jr. His class act, amazing player, hits well respected, never hear a bad thing about them.
Yep. I'll tell you a funny story, not funny, but Derek Jeter, when he was playing, the Red Sox had Nomar Garciaparra until they traded
him.
Yep. So big series against the Yankees in 2004. Yankees were starting to pull away from the Red Sox. It was a close series, still close, and the Red Sox had to win these games. It was I want to say it was right before the trade deadline, and the Yankees were starting to get hot. And Garciaparra didn't play. He's sitting in the dugout. He's not playing. He had like a hangnail or some nonsense. And then you see Derek Jeter go face first, third base side into the stands, right? Into this, making a diving catch, right? Making the diving catch, and they go to Nomar, and I'm like, yeah, that's the difference. Their shortstop goes face first to make a diving catch in the stands, and our shortstop's twiddling his thumbs because he has some freaking hangnail or something, and he's sitting on the bench. That was, I think, the last straw for Red Sox brass with Nomar. And they traded him, and we got Orlando Cabrera, and that was not a good season for the Yankees. Great season for a Red Sox fan in 2004 when they
World Series title.
And they come back from 3 down. But I'm just saying I always liked Derek Jeter. I have no animosity towards Derek Jeter. I'll tell you another funny story. When he was a free agent briefly, right? You knew the Yankees were going to sign him. I mean, he could have went to free agency. And the Yankees give him the extension to the end of his career. I jokingly said, if I owned the Red Sox, I would give him the highest paid contract to come play for the Red Sox, right? On one stipulation. Every time he does a press conference, he has to say, I've always wanted to play in Boston. This is where I wanted to be, just to stick it to the Yankee fans. But that's a little joke of mine, because I thought it'd be funny,
That would be funny. That would be funny. There's also Aaron Judge, who's up and coming, great player. Yep. Severino. Let's see, pitchers wise.
Aaron Judge again.
Mariano.
Yep, Mariano Rivera, classic. Aaron Judge, one of my favorite baseball players right now. He's a Yankee. He can hit all the home runs he wants as long as it's not against. He can hit them against the Red Sox too, as long as the Red Sox win. I don't care. But I love Aaron Judge. I think he gets it. He interacts well with the fans. I'm a big Aaron Judge fan, and I really do like him. ID Gesture saw him down in spring training. What was that, ID? 2 years ago, he had pictures of him from spring training, and I like Aaron Judge. Mariano Rivera, another class act. Rafts, Graphs and Cards says, I got a request here. See, I looked at the chat. I was good about that. He says, Al, ask Will about the Severino card I gave him. Will? He wants to know about the Severino card he gave you.
He gave me a Severino rookie card that was very nice and a Severino patch card.
Yeah. Well, Severino, the Yankees, just to touch a little bit on right now, they had a lot of bugaboos, injuries in their spring training so far, as
Severino.
I think it's Betances went down, I think.
Severino went down. He inflamed his shoulder, which is not fun.
Yeah, so, I mean, they've had a lot of injuries so far. They've had a tough spring training. But, yeah, it's cool. All those Yankees you name, great Yankees. I tell you, I do a lot of sports sims, as you know. ID Judge says, me and Judge goes way back. He first bumped me 2 years ago before he was Aaron Judge. It was my first bump that inspired him to greatness. He means fist bump.
My God.
ID gesture. Yeah, he met him. He showed me the pictures. It was his rookie year. ID.
Awesome.
He was, because ID in the Florida area, and he's near the spring training, and he said, Al, you want to see these pictures? I go, yeah, and he was showing me on YouTube. We were chatting away. He was showing me on YouTube. I was like, that's freaking awesome. I haven't been
to a Yankee game in years.
Yeah. So that's cool. I have some old cards. Now, I'm gonna ask you a card collecting question, including like if Evgeny and also Rafs. You see, when I was young, many moons ago, old cards were the ones that were valuable.
They still aren't.
Okay, because I'm watching some of these card collecting channels. They're like showing this card, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's brand new." And they're like, "Oh, but this one's blah blah blah." And it's like, I'm like, again, my collectibles. Everyone does it differently. I don't collect like my boxing stuff, my baseball cards. I mean, I collect it for me. You know what I mean? Like, because I like to look at them once in a while. Now, obviously, if someone offered me $1 gazillion, I would look at something else and give them but I'm not in it for the few collectibles I have to sell it and stuff. Now, the card community that you're in, I've watched videos on all kinds of people. I try to watch a lot of videos, different channels with the card collecting, because I enjoy looking at the cards. You guys are giving them away. They're like, okay, what do you need? All right, I'll send you a couple of those. That's awesome in your community.
It's really fun. Yeah, I have a lot of packages to send out because I've gotten a lot of mail, but I've also lately received a lot of mail, which when I started YouTube, I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going to get a lot of subs. But now.
No, your channel's grown quite a bit.
Subs plus.
Yeah. So that's kind of neat. How does that work? So you're in the community and just guys are just talking back and forth, and they know a team you like Raph said he sent you a Severino. Now, what's Raph's favorite team? I can't
the Chicago White Sox or the Charlotte Knights.
Oh wow, so he's a White Sox fan. Interesting. He
lives an hour away from me at least.
Yeah.
Maybe less, but yeah, I see him a lot.
That's cool. That's cool. I just like your card. I like the card collecting community. It's a very nice community from what I've seen.
So that's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It just amazes me. Like the first person I saw in the card collecting community was MP Fox, because he jumped in some of our chats and stuff. Like we're playing games, whether it was my channel or someone else's channel. You start chatting with him, and I checked out his channel, and he does card collecting with his son, his wife. His daughter will get involved. The dog tries to get involved. You can hear the dog barking, trying to crash the picture. But yeah, it's really a fun community. So and then I got to see other card collecting communities, channels, and I enjoy them all. Let's go back to the chat for a second, Will. Raf's Graphs and Cards. Yep, my Chicago White Sox can't find a way to win. Yeah, they've had some tough. You know, it's in Stratomatic baseball, the game, the sim game, they hit a ton of home runs, but they strike out a ton. I mean, it's funny because that's that way the 2018 went. Yeah, they've been down on some tough times. So you're a Yankee fan, Jeter, Rivera, Judge. Are there any old school Yankees? Do you ever like Mickey Mantle,
Maris,
yep,
DiMaggio,
yep,
Ruth. Let's see. Whitey Ford sometime.
Yep. Those, I'll tell you, the two teams that fascinate me, Will, throughout baseball history, the 27 Yankees and the 61 Yankees. If you notice, I'll play a lot of those sims on. I don't dislike those. The Red Sox just weren't better. Obviously, I love Ted Williams, but those are fascinating teams to me. So that's pretty cool that you do. A lot of the card collectors, I assume, know the history of the game because they're looking at whether. Well, I'm just talking about baseball right now because to me, baseball cards are like they're the ones. They got the stats. They got everything. Football cards are nice.
They don't show all that.
It's not baseball though. So that's very interesting to me. Okay, so you're a Yankee fan. Football, who do you root for?
Carolina Panthers.
So you're a Carolina Panthers fan. So you're Cam Newton then.
I like Cam, but I'm more of this guy's from your neck of the woods. Luke Kuechly, Boston College.
Oh, the linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good ball. He's an excellent ball player.
Phenomenal. Tough. Gritty.
Oh, Bleacher Bums Gaming says, on our way out to dinner by dropping by a like and say hello to her. Thank you very much. Anthony, we got to have you on. And Yankees. Yeah, another Yankee fan. See? Anthony from Bleacher Bums Games, a Yankee fan. Jack Dawson speak of the English, Al. Jack Dawson dropped by and says hello. Hello! He says, I'm here. Rafts and Graphs and Cards says, baseball originated card collecting. Yeah. So, Carolina. What? They've had some tough losses in big games, the Carolina Panthers. I'll tell you the one thing I have to agree with Carolina Panthers fan, and actually Cam Newton's dad. Again, I'm not a big Cam Newton fan. I don't dislike him. I'm just saying that's not the team I root for. I'm a Patriots fan. But when his dad said he got hit with a lot of cheap shots, he gets hit with a lot of cheap shots. I watched you can find that on YouTube, like hard hits on Cam Newton. Everything's with the helmet, and people are like, oh, he's a big kid. You can take it. No, you don't do that stuff. You don't put your helmet under some guy's chin.
The worst hit I saw was last year when he got drilled in the shoulder, which threw off his season. Yeah, but like you said, I love sports and I love movies, but.
And we're gonna get to the movies now. In basketball, who do you? I take it you're a Tar Heels fan, as that game's coming.
I'm a Tar Heel and a Charlotte Hornet.
Yeah. So how do you think? Let's get a little prediction on what do you think's going to happen in the tournament? A little prediction here, my friend.
Well, I think Duke's really good, but as a Tar Heel fan, I would love to see Carolina beat Duke in the final, just to see a rivalry aspect. It's never happened before.
That would be an interesting. I bet you they'd like that one too.
It'd be part 4 this year. We've got I think 2 regular season wins. Wait. I think we got 2 regular season wins against them. They beat us in the tournament. So, yeah, it'd be part 4 in the ACC. Yeah, it'll be part 4. That'd be fun.
Do you see what's a surprise team out of the tournament? Any surprise teams?
Yeah, they won yesterday. Yesterday, Murray State.
Murray State? Okay.
They have a great, phenomenal point guard who's really fast and projected a top 5 pick. It's crazy. These guys from small schools play well in the NBA. Look at Damian Lillard from Weber State. Look at CJ McCollum from Lehigh.
Did anyone see the Seton Hall game? Now I forgot the team they played, but the kid broke the 3-point record. Yeah, Wofford.
Yeah,
the kid. I watched that game last night. So
that guy was shooting lights out. I tell you.
Yeah, he broke the record. So. Sports Time Machine, similar to Georgetown and St. John's in '85. Oh, he's talking about the rivalry. Oh, yeah, that was a
great rivalry back then. I wasn't born, but I love NBA I love history of basketball, and that was I don't want to go too far back, but we have the Sports Time Machine with us, Mr. Utah Mike. Big East basketball then was a war. I mean, war as in basketball, not war as in it was physical. Yeah. And Georgetown, Villanova, St. John's.
St. John's, Georgetown, Villanova, Seton Hall, Providence was good then. It's those games. They had a year where they put 3 teams in the Final Four. It was St. John's, Georgetown, Villanova, and somebody. And I think that's the year Villanova beat Georgetown. I could be getting that mixed up, but I remember they put 3 teams in the Final Four. And St. John's and Georgetown, when they played at the Garden, was phenomenal. Patrick Ewing for Georgetown, Chris Mullen and Bill Wellington and others from St. It's just phenomenal games.
Great basketball. Oh yeah,
It was a lot of fun.
The funny thing is, Chris Paul is St. John's coach right now, currently, and Patrick Ewing is the coach for Georgetown.
The Patrick Ewing coach. That's how much I don't follow college basketball.
Both coach their alumni. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's pretty cool. I tell you what, I thought it was a good thing, but I think it's to me, brought college basketball not as fun to watch. I still watch the tournament because I like the thrill of the tournament. You know, the one and done. And when you have no dog in the fight, you root for the little guy all the time. Usually, at least I do. The 3-point line. What are your feelings on that? See that you probably grew up with that because it was always there. When they first put the 3-point line in college basketball, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. This is great." But then, to me, the game changed because the ball movement's not there. There's very little inside game with a lot of teams. You know, they're chucking up the threes. They're chucking up the three, and it becomes the same type of offense to me. Not every game, not every team, but a lot of it's the same. That's just my opinion. I'm probably wrong.
No, I agree. It's fine. It's funny because I'm used to that, but I'm like an old school guy. I kind of have the mind of an adult. It's kind of weird. I agree. It's weird. Like centers can shoot threes now. A long time ago, they're like, "What is a 3? I'll post up."
Yeah, and I used to love the post up game. Oh, and Jason Parker's in the chat. He says hello to everybody.
The post up game was like, I wish centers would go back to what they were like. Sure, you can develop a 3 and it'd be fun, but like, I miss the post up center on center, Shaq versus Hakeem, or Russell versus Chamberlain, like body to body.
Even in the NBA, there's not a lot of good post-up players anymore. It's just
no, they're all shooters now.
Yeah, and that's just my opinion. That's why I'm not as big as a basketball fan, whether NBA or college. I enjoyed the inside game. I used to love. Again, he didn't play on the teams I like, but Charles Barkley, to watch a man 6'4". I know they say he's 6'6". He wasn't 6'6", 6'5" at best. To watch him rebound against Goliath because he was just tough and strong and determined was awesome. And I miss there's no sky hooks from Kareem. There's no little jump shots. There's no up and like Kevin McHale, the up and under move. And it's just a lot.
I agree.
And the other thing that's mind boggling to me about the NBA, I get it. 3 points are more than 2, but you see teams that they'll shoot, like the Celtics have been on a decent run when it comes to 3-point shooting now. And I don't really watch a lot of the Celtics. I follow it through highlights and reading about it, the stats and stuff. But they, if you're only making 25% or 30% from the 3-point, maybe you guys should learn to shoot that mid-range jump shot and make more of those. That's just my thought process.
No, I agree. It's funny. You want to hear something crazy? There's a guy playing tonight, maybe in like 10 minutes.
Yep.
Who plays for UCF. Guess how tall he is?
I'm going to say he's short because you said guess how tall he is. No. I'm going to guess. Am I guessing wrong?
Yeah.
Is he short? He's tall?
He's tall like crazy.
7'5".
7'6".
Damn. And Manute Bol was 7'6".
And there was a female reporter. They did a size comparison. She's 5'2". I'm like, wow, that looks like a child compared.
Yeah, it's there was a way back. Manute Bol played Division II basketball at Bridgeport State.
His son plays.
Yeah.
Bol.
Yep. Someone told me at work today. I didn't know that. But Manute Bol played at Bridgeport State in Connecticut. And Mario Elie, who went on to play in the NBA for the Houston Rockets, San Antonio, he played at American International College in Springfield, Massachusetts. And I saw Mario Elie play. He was out in New York. And the one game I didn't go to, I was sick. My brother went to AIC on a sports scholarship, so he'd take me to the games. they were playing Bridgeport, and they had beaten Bridgeport down in Connecticut. Now Bridgeport came up to play here in the division, for their regular schedule, the home game now, the home and away series. And Mario Elie, not known for like jammed over the pitcher. I remember the pitcher in the paper, two-handed jam over Manute Bol. But that was pretty cool. I got to see Mario Elie play for American International College, and that was neat. Now that you see, because Manute Bol, and he had a solid, good career in the NBA, Manute Bol. And Mario Elie bounced around in Europe for a little bit before he went to the NBA, like I said, with Houston, I want to say San Antonio, and there's a couple other teams he bounced, but Houston he won a championship with. He was a good outside shooter, spot-up shooter.
Before you bring up the next topic, my dad actually told me this funny story about Hakeem Olajuwon coming to the U.S. Do you know this story or no?
No, tell me.
So he flies to the U.S., he gets to New York, and he's freezing, and he goes outside for a minute. He goes to the baggage claim guy and says, who was from like Africa or something, and said, "Hey, man, it's too cold out there. Like, do you know somewhere warmer?" So he goes up to the desk and gets a plane ticket to Texas for University of Houston, where he ends up going. And they called it. There's this guy in the airport waiting for someone, and I think it was an athletic booster, and calls the University of Houston and said, "Hey guys, there's a guy 7 foot tall dude who has no idea where he is. The airport. Come here.
Get the scholarship ready."
Yeah, I think he's here for basketball. We should get him to come and play for us.
That's funny.
And
if it's true, that's funny. I don't know if it's true. I don't care. It's a good story anyway.
Supposedly it is true.
I like it. I'll go with it. So in the chat, we have Uncle Ron from Retro Sports Network. Hello, Uncle Ron. Check out that great channel. Has a Patriots what-if game against the Bills. Check that out. And we also have Phantomatic, my good friend Phantomatic. So we're here with W Vogs. That's Will. And we're just saying a little hello and introduction to the community. And he's in the card collecting community. But W Vogs comes to a lot of my streams. He comes to a lot of other people's streams. We'll talk a little movies in a little bit. And we have Larry Harris. How you doing, my friend? And Jason Parker says, just went to your YouTube channel. Can't believe I missed the bill. Oh, he's talking about Ron Retro. Yeah, Retro Sports Network, Patriots, Bills. Check it out. Two great teams battling it out in the Patriot Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
So that's that. Now, do you like hockey?
I'm okay with hockey. My dad grew up playing, and he's a North Stars fan.
Now,
I don't really that much.
Now, you originally came from New York, correct?
Stamford, Connecticut.
Stamford, Connecticut. Sorry, you did say that. My apologies.
You're good.
Oh, Raft has a question. He says, scroll up a bit. I missed the question. Is it this one? It says, there was a time back then in the NBA when a lot of guys would come from small schools. It's true. Mario, like I said, Scottie Pippen came from Division II school. Mario Elie was a Division II player. Again, it's tougher. The other thing, there's parity I'll tell you what happened in the NCAA, which I kind of like. A lot of kids coming out of high school decided, you know what? I could go to North Carolina, but I'm third string at North Carolina, and I'm not going to play until my junior year, right? When I can go, I'll just use Wofford as an example, right? I can go to Wofford, and I'm going to be playing. I'm getting playing time, and we're going to get exposure. That's what happened with Gonzaga. Gonzaga is the #1 seed, okay? Gonzaga, when they started out, people used to go, oh, yeah, it's Gonzaga. They can shoot the outside jumps. Gonzaga actually, if you watch them play, what they did was they recruited in Europe, and they took the level just below, like, say, someone who's going to go to Duke or North Carolina, and they also recruited in their area, and they recruited well in their area on the West Coast. They put together great teams, and they're #1. I don't think, not to talk too much college guys, I have a feeling, though, Gonzaga going to get bumped out before the Sweet 16. I have a feeling. I hope I'm wrong. I like Gonzaga. I was in shock. The one college game I was going to watch almost all of it, and St. Mary's shut them down in their what's it called, the Western Conference, whatever their conference.
I think.
Yeah, whatever. And St. Mary's held Powerhouse Gonzaga to 47 points. Now, if you're Gonzaga, you got to say, "Oh, that sucks." But I'm glad we got that crappy game out of us before the tournament.
I actually went to I think the best college basketball game last year, which
Who was that?
when UMBC beat Virginia 16 beating 1.
Yep. That was the first time in history.
That was life-changing. That game was insane.
That must have been awesome to watch. I tell you, the closest thing I saw, Princeton was playing Georgetown, and it was a 1-16. And Princeton was a good team, and they played the backdoor cuts. I'm sorry, and they moved great ball movement. And you want to talk about, they had Georgetown beat, and then all of a sudden come the ticky-tack fouls on Princeton, right? But then Georgetown held on at the end, and they didn't call a foul. I want to say it was Morning was the center then, and he fouled the kid going to the hoop. They didn't call it. I mean, you can watch that replay all day, all night. That he fouled the kid going to the hoop. But that's the way that works. But that's pretty cool. They had that last year, the first time a 16 beat a 1. So I do enjoy the college basketball tournament. I'm not the most knowledgeable fan anymore. Back even in the early 90s, I watched a lot of college basketball and stuff.
I've got a trivia question for you, though.
Okay, shoot away.
Who are the 2 players' sons who played at Gonzaga? Former NBA players.
Sabonis.
Boom.
Oh, who's the other one? God.
It's so easy. You're going to just beat yourself up over it.
Because Sabonis is in the NBA now.
Yes. The other kids.
Not yet. I'm thinking. Sabonis. I don't know.
You want to really know?
Yeah.
Stockton.
Who is it?
Stockton.
Oh, that's right. Stockton's son. He went to Gonzaga.
Yeah. His son
John Stockton went to Gonzaga.
Both of them did.
Mr. Utah Mike typing in the chat, Stockton. Yeah, I know Sabonis because I wanted the Celtics to draft him so bad. Because I said he's a perfect fit. Yeah, he's a good player. They passed on him. They traded. They could have had him. And people were like in shock. He went too high. I'm like, no, you didn't see him play. He's a good player.
He was a fun player.
Yep.
But if you saw him and his dad in the draft, I'm like, geez, these guys are giants.
Now, when his dad came to the NBA, he was past his prime. He was still good because he ended up playing with Portland. His father, Evenus Sabonis, if I pronounce his first name, he could pass, he could shoot. He had the little baby hook on the inside, could rebound, and he had bad knees. He really didn't go up. You know what I mean? He got positioning, right? He very rarely jumped too high because he had bad knees, but he was a heck of a passer, Sabonis. And
was he on that Portland championship team or no? That was way past it, right?
Yeah, it was Bill Walton. That's in the 70s. Yeah, he's way past. He was also on when the Soviets had a team. You know, so he was the bigwig on the Russian with the Red Army team. So that's what they call the hockey team. I always call the old Soviets the Red Army team for everything. Jason Parker said, by the way, Out of the Ballpark 20 came out. I know, I picked it up. I was fooling around with it. Graphics and movement are unbelievable. I'm going to do a video probably a little later tonight, pick a game and just play it. But the thing, not to get off topic, the thing with Out of the Ballpark, when you buy the new version, you have, for me at least, I have everything set up in my old version, right? And it doesn't come over. You got to reset everything, the pictures and the stadiums. If you have the classic stadiums, just take them from 2018, copy, paste, into 2020, they work. Or you can just get them right out of your 2018, which I did. But I sent all my photos over. They seem to load up fine. Anyway, yes, Out of the Ballpark 20's out. Phenomenal. Played a little bit. For you Yankee fans, I played a one-game revenge. The 76 Yankees versus the 76 Big Red Machine Cincinnati Reds. I played as the Yankees. I let the computer set horrible lineups, mind you. They didn't get. I'm like Pete Rose bats first, but whatever. So I let them set the lineups. I played as the Yankees. I won 3-2 for you guys.
Love it. Was there by chance a guy on that team named John Satoris?
John who?
Satoris.
On the Yankees team, 76?
No, Reds.
Reds. Now, I'm playing with the World Series rosters. I do not recall.
I don't think he was on that team. That's my friend's grandpa.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's awesome.
Let me see. Do I have his card with me?
Let me go to the chat real quick while you look for that. Jason Parker says, seems like a lot more line drives between center and left. Yes, I did notice that. The movement of the players is really cool. I'm going to be putting up a video probably tonight. Like we'll pick a World Series and play a game. I'll set the real lineups and stuff. I have the photos. Will's looking for a card, and I'll probably put up. I might do a game 73 World
Found it.
Series. Mets and
Found
okay,
it.
Will's got the card. Let's see the card.
John Satoris.
Oh, so let me see that. Hold it still. I gotta be quiet so I can see.
Oh,
Say something, Will. Just talk so I can see the card, or it's not gonna. So that's John Satoris. Will, just start talking so the card, so I can see the bigger picture of the card.
yeah, this is the card. It's from. Actually, doesn't say. I want to say it's. Let's see.
The 60s.
Yeah, it looks like 60s.
That's cool. That's your friend's grandfather. That's awesome.
Yeah, unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, but.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that, though.
But it's my oldest baseball card to this date.
I have some cool cards I'm going to show someday. I have to go down. I told D. Scott Howard I have some 1969 cards, and Phantomatic says that's from 1964. That's why I recognize it, because I'm playing a 1964 replay of Tony Canigliero's rookie year, and I loaded up a lot of 64 cards, even though that's a National League team. Thank you, Phantomatic.
Ow, I forget. Who's the youngest pitcher in MLB history that was 15 that started? I always forget his name.
Oh, I don't know that one. I know the Bird pitched that.
No, I know who it is. It's Joe Nuxhall. It was during the World War II.
Oh, really? That's a great. I didn't know that. I bet you Sports Time Machine would know that. He's good with Ron Juckett, all those guys.
Yeah, Joe Nuxhall.
I'll tell you. You want to talk about the St. Louis Browns sent up a little person, would be a midget. Now I can't think of the guy's name. I used to know this by heart. And I want to say it was the St. Louis Browns. And I could be wrong with that. But basically what they did was they signed this guy, and he's a little person. And they sent him up to bat. You can find it if you look it up.
I've seen the video.
Yeah, you could find the picture and say, Eddie Goodell. Thank you, Ron. Eddie Goodell. I used to know that like that. And he gets up there, and the guy throws 4 balls. And and then the commissioner really changed the rule after that. You can't do this. You can't put, but Eddie Goodell has an official at bat in the main. Well, actually, not an official plate appearance, because a walk is not an official at bat.
Imagine having him in a baseball simulation game just to team up him.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the owner was brilliant. Again, he was just trying to get fannies in the seats, but hey, put him up there. We need a base. And the whole point was, if we need a base runner late in the game, you put this guy in, he walks, you put a pinch runner in. It was awesome. Again, there was no rule against that. They changed the rule the next day, and that was the end of Eddie Goodell's career. Just like, I'll tell you, everyone goes, people wonder how Larry Bird went to the Celtics. I'll tell you how Larry Bird went to the Celtics. There was no rule in when you had to draft a player. The Celtics drafted Larry Bird a year before he came out. Now, all Larry Bird had to do, because Red Auerbach was really smart, I'm going to draft him a year before he comes out, and we own his rights unless he goes back in the draft. Okay? Now, they've changed the rules since, and everyone got mad at the Celtics. Hey, tough noogies. The rules are the rules. No one says you can't. You could draft, 2 years before the guy came out or something, whatever. So they drafted him. They know he wasn't coming out, but they had his rights. Now, Larry Bird could have said, no, I'm not going there. I'm going to go back in the draft. But he chose to come play with the Celtics. Now, there's probably a deal and stuff that they made as soon as he graduated. But that's how they got Larry Bird. People get mad. Oh, well, tough noogies.
Al, have you ever watched the ESPN 30 for 30 Elway to Marino?
30 for 30 for what?
Elway to Marino.
No, I've seen, you mentioned that before. I'd seen parts of it. I'm not as familiar with that one.
Phenomenal.
The John Elway was drafted originally by the Colts. Baltimore.
Didn't want to play for them. Hated the ownership.
Refused to play for the Colts. And basically, that's how that franchise moved to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
That's when, so. And Dan Marino, a lot of teams passed on Dan Marino because they thought he had a drug problem.
Exactly.
And then the Dolphins The Dolphins, Don Shula called up. I think the coach at Pittsburgh was Foge Fazio then, I think. And he called him up, or Foge Fazio was on the coaching staff. I want to say he was the head coach. Again, I could be wrong. But he was definitely on the coaching staff. And he called him. He says, hey, why is this guy dropping? Is there something we should know about him? Because everyone's saying they're not going to pick him. And he goes, no, he just was hurt. He goes, there's a question saying, he's on drugs or something. No, he just was hurt. He goes, you sure? Yeah. And the Dolphins took him. The Patriots could have had him. We took Tony Eason. Now, Eason had a couple of good years. Happy feet, Tony Champagne Eason. Tony Eason had the happiest feet, meaning he did not set to throw the ball because he always thought he was getting hit. Anyway, as Ron from Retro Sports Network goes, wink, wink, nudge, nudge about the Larry Bird thing. Again, same thing. I get it. People hate the Patriots. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I get it. You hate the Patriots. Everyone hates the Patriots. Okay, evil empire. Listen, when I grew up, they were mediocre to good to poor. I'm happy. The run's going to come to an end. You guys can all be happy when the run comes to an end. But the Tuck rule, as much as a stupid rule as it was a rule. The Patriots didn't come up with that. I thought it was a fumble. Everyone in America thought it was a fumble, but they had that Tuck rule, okay? Not the Patriots' fault.
I agree 100%.
Again, stupid rule. Makes no sense. They changed it after. Everyone's like, hey, that's a stupid rule. But, like, every time. My favorite thing is when they get Marshall Faulk, and I like Marshall Faulk. He comes on and he whines all the time. The Patriots taped our walkthrough in the Super Bowl or whatever. Are you kidding me? If you run your offense and your walkthrough, like when I played high school football way back when, and then when I got older and we played in the Western Mass League when I was in college and stuff, it's a walkthrough. You run some plays. That's not your offense. If you're running anything that you think you're going to give away during a walkthrough, like you're just getting loose and stuff, stop whining. They beat you.
For real. No,
they beat you.
I agree. Like, dude,
they beat you.
Doing every single play off your playbook.
Let's go to chat. There we go. So Larry Harris it was Fazio. Thank you. As Ron from Retro Sports Numbers, there's still chunks of Easton in the Superdome turf. Oh yeah, he took a beating. He took a beating in that Super Bowl against Chicago. People forget, Patriots picked off McMahon. They kicked the field goal. I'm like, we're gonna win. Not so much. We got crushed. We're up 3-0. The game ended then. We would have won.
My funny fact is my dad worked with one of the guys on that team.
Really?
Ron Wooten.
Lineman.
Ron Wooten. Yep. Yeah,
he was a lineman.
That's former coworker.
Cool. Larry Harris says, I just remember the Sam Bam Cunningham, Oh, Sam, that's 1976. There's another one. Roughing the passer. Bullshit.
You want to hear something funny, though?
If you don't know about 1976, well, I'll just tell you real quick. It's and I was very young. Probably my most favorite. I know they've won the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. My most favorite Patriot team, 1976 Patriots, ground and pound. Sam Bam Cunningham, Andy Johnson, Don Calhoun, and I'm forgetting another. They had 3 to 4 running, and Grogan was a running quarterback. They all rushed for 700 yards or more. It was ground and pound. And then when they threw, they went over the top. They would go deep to Stingley, Randy Vitaha, Russ Francis. But they were, and so the only team to beat the Oakland Raiders that year were the Patriots, and they crushed them. That's the only loss that the Raiders had. And then they go to the playoffs in Oakland, and they call roughing the passer. Now, if you watch the highlights, like, does he kind of hit him in the head? Yeah, a little bit. Villapiano, the linebacker for the Raiders, you can find the clip on NFL or on YouTube NFL, their channel. He giggles and he laughs. He goes, yeah, I mean, technically it might have been rough in the passer. He goes, hell, we did worse than that to everybody every game. He's talking about the and I think Phil Villapiano, the linebacker. And that was the worst bullshit. That's why the Tuck rule is revenge. Revenge for 76.
What makes me laugh is I know this guy. He's a dad. I'm only 24. And he said he was at a bar and he saw Franco Harris. And he said, hey, Renfro was in.
Oh, yeah, but that didn't matter. I know what he means. The Oilers. Renfro wasn't. But Yes, that's what helped instant replay come along many years later. Renfro was in most likely, but the Pittsburgh still handled him quite easily. Now people say the game would have changed. Now it might have changed, because you get the touchdown instead of. I want to say they end up kicking a field goal. They went. It was pouring rain that day. I'm trying to remember. That was the AFC Championship game. Yeah, but that was. But anyway, that 76 is probably my favorite Patriots team. Quickly to the chat again. ID Gesture says, I'm going to run a live stream on my first Strat game if anyone wants to come by and help me out with the rules after Al is done. Oh, that's cool. Mr. Utah Mike is Sports Time Machine big with the Strat rules. You mean card and dice?
Yeah, I could talk for a while more. It's up to you.
Yeah, we'll go a little bit longer. I'm not going to go too long because ID wants to stream. That's cool. Yeah, let me just read off the chat here.
It's been fun so far.
I'm glad. I'm enjoying this. This is good. We're going to talk a little movies before we go. I just want to read the chat. Jason Parker. Now they have the body weight. Yeah, that's the body weight roughing the passer. That is the stupidest thing.
Oh, so
Again,
dumb.
I've seen hits on Tom Brady that are not roughing the passer. They call it roughing the passer. I've seen hits on Aaron Rodgers. They call it roughing the passer. To me, he's not roughing the passer.
If you slightly touch their arm, you're like, oh, nope.
And I think, listen, if it's a dirty hit, throw the flag. If it's just, there's too much of that. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I've seen Cam Newton get annihilated. They don't throw a flag. Again. And then they come back later and they go, yeah, our fault. We find the guy.
Isn't the hitting a defenseless receiver rule called the Mel Blount rule?
I don't know if it's that. I know Jack Tatum used to hit a lot of defenseless receivers. He paralyzed Darryl Stingley, so I hate Jack Tatum. He's passed away since, and I'm not going to say anything else bad about him, but I don't like him. Never did.
So. Yeah, I think it's crazy.
Well, if you watch old highlights from the 70s, even to the early 80s, I know they talk about Lynch and those guys, hard hitters, Ronnie Lott, but if you watch the 70s and the early 80s, man, you went over the middle at your own risk. They were going to pop you.
You know what's a great series? I don't know where they have it. Did you ever watch the top 100 NFL players of NFL history?
Yep.
On NFL Network?
Yep.
My favorite guy I learned about was Night Train Lane.
Running back.
No, corner. Night
Train Lane?
Yes.
Okay, I'm getting mixed up with Marion Motley. My fault. Tight end running back, Cleveland Browns. They had a lot of great.
Don Hudson.
That's old school. Chuck Bednarik. If you're a football fan, look up Chuck Bednarik.
Chuck Bednarik, yeah.
Yep.
I was flipping through my football cards and I saw Jack Youngblood. I'm like,
Jack Youngblood was a beast. He played the Super Bowl with a broken leg against the Steelers. He asked the doctor. He actually played the playoff game against the Cowboys. He had broke his leg. He went back into play. He played, and I think he played Tampa Bay in the championship game, which they won 9-0. Then he played, and you know what? He might have got hurt in the Tampa Bay game, but whatever. He played in the Super Bowl, and he'd asked the doctor, "Can it get any worse?" No. He goes, "Then numb it up, wrap me up. I'm going to go play." That's the way. Jack Youngblood was a beast for the Rams, defensive end, unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. ID Gesture, 70s and 80s were a little dirty. Yeah, there's some dirty hits in it. You have to look up. I don't remember what Cleveland Brown player did it. But he grabs Terry Bradshaw. This is for our wrestling fans in the chat, too. He grabs Terry Bradshaw. And actually, the same thing happened in a Packers game with McMahon, where Packers guy grabbed him and suplexed him. But Terry Bradshaw, and I think it was against the Cleveland Browns, the guy literally grabs him and suplexes him like head first in the ground. And Bradshaw was out.
I feel really bad for McMahon. He has memory issues. Really bad.
Jason Parker says Deacon Jones would Deacon Jones had the head slap too.
Oh yeah, I've seen highlights of Deacon.
Yeah, so when he pass rushed, he would go, and they outlawed it. He would go boom.
Why? Just to
the guy would blink because he says when you slap someone upside the helmet, they're gonna blink. He goes, all I needed was that second, that millisecond. I'm by him. Deacon Jones, I think when they went through his stats, he would have been the all-time sack leader, and when he retired. Because they didn't count sacks. They just count as a negative tackle. I forgot when they started counting sacks. So.
Oh, who's the other guy? I'm trying to think.
Oh, Larry Harris. Sorry to interrupt you. Larry Harris says, I'm from Cleveland. I remember watching the play with Bradshaw, and I cannot remember Yes, Deacon Jones. So he remember the guy. You can find it. He literally takes Bradshaw and like a side suplex, boom, and then you can find it again. The closest thing, Packers, uh, Bears. McMahon was still quarterback in the Bears, so it's got to be in the 80s, late 80s, mid 80s, late 80s. I want to say late 80s, late 80s. The guy for the Packers grabbed him and did the same thing. I was like, holy crap. 1982, he
Who
says.
was the
Okay.
guy? Oh shoot. Dick Butkus.
Oh, Dick Butkus was mean.
That guy.
Ray Mansfield was an offensive lineman for the Steelers, right?
Yeah.
And Butkus, I think his last year was 73, I think. Okay. He's hurt. Like he's playing his last year. He's all hurt still. And Mansfield says, "Oh, we're cut. This is when you could cut block. They're trying to break Butkus's legs on the pass because they hated him, right? We're gonna get all of our revenge against this guy now, right?" And he's sitting there laughing. He's like, "You dirty son of a bitch! Like you trying to break my leg?" And he goes, "The son of a bitch picked the ball off anyway, and he limps into the end zone and he beats us." And there's a highlight. You can see it. He bats the ball up in the air, picks it off, and he goes limping in like there's great players now, but there were great players then too. I don't go back for who's better, who's this. Different years, great players.
That's
they
what
play.
I say about the NBA. Different years, different players.
Yeah, the NBA. My favorite time. I like Bird and Magic and Dr. J and those guys. And but I'll tell you this: if people don't think Wilt Chamberlain would do a job because they wouldn't know how to deal with. Think of it now. You can't touch a guy. Okay, no one plays down low. Wilt would still play down low. You can't really body a guy. In the 60s and 70s, you could do all kinds of physical things. Basketball was really close to they had a lot of fights in basketball, not as many as hockey, but it's a very physical game. So I think Wilt would have been fine. Jerry West, Elgin, all those guys could have played, just like guys now would have adapted playing the way
Did
then.
you speaking of hockey before we go on to the next topic, my dad told me TJ Oshie?
I've heard the name again.
Guy. His uncle is Henry Boucher.
Familiar
I don't remember who he played for, but he got hit hard.
Yeah, hockey is still a vicious sport, but back they had
the Flyers.
Ron's a big hockey fan.
Dirty.
Yeah, Ron's a big hockey fan. He likes Les Habitants, the Canadians. Oh, why, Ron? But that's okay.
Ew.
Every team had a goon squad or an enforcer, and I'll tell you what. If you can go on YouTube and just look up Boston Bruins, Philadelphia Eagles, Philadelphia Flyers, Boston Brewers, New York Rangers, or just look at the best fights for the Boston Bruins or the Philadelphia Flyers or the the Flyers were the Broad Street bullies. People were definitely afraid of them. I mean, you had a goon line to go against their goon line. And hockey's changed. I'm not condoning fighting. It's just, to me, it was. I liked it better. Yeah. The Bruins, man. We talk about Slapshot, one of my favorite movies. The Bruins lived Slapshot. Look up Bruins. Ron will know what year. Late 70s, early 80s. They went into the stands in Madison Square Garden, got in a fight with the fans because they were bothering Bruins' wives. They went over the glass into the stands and started punching it out with the fans.
Oh my God.
Look it up. I'm not making that stuff up. Look it up. I'm not condoning 1979, Ron says. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying sports was different then. Like all these guys who were buddies on these different teams, didn't happen then. Didn't. Jerry Remy got traded to the Red Sox. He played with Mickey Rivers. They were both with the Angels. Mickey Rivers either went free agent or traded to the Yankees. I don't remember, but now they're on Red Sox Yankees, right? So Jerry Remy goes over to shake hands with Mickey Rivers. They're reminiscing about playing, they're friends, right? Carlton Fisk pulls him over and goes, "Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah, he's a Yankee. We don't do that. Yeah, we don't reminisce with the Yankees. None of them."
Have you heard the Jack Morris Hall of Fame speech story?
No.
It's so funny. He's like pitching in Fenway Park, and he's facing Carlton Fisk. Ball 1, strike 1, I think. Ball 2, ball 3, strike 2. And then he throws it down the middle. He's like, I'm just going to throw it down the middle. Carl Yastrzemski hits it off the wall. Or not Yastrzemski. Fisk. Carlton Fisk. Hits off the wall, and the umpire comes up to Jack Morris and said, "Are you Jack Morris, the rookie?" He's like, "Yes, sir." He's like, "Well, that's Carlton Fisk. He just got a hit on you, and he's one step away from making the Hall of Fame."
That's a good story. But I'm just saying, sports was different. I'm not condoning. I'm just saying, there's something about, Again, I'll tell a quick story. And Ron says about the Bruins and the Rangers fans. He says, beat up the drunk idiots with a shoe. Yeah, Milbury. I think it was Milbury or O'Reilly had the shoe, and they're pounding the guy with the guy's shoe, and they're like, bam, bam, bam. But I'll tell you the way Yankees Reds, and it's still a good rivalry, still a great rivalry in sports. 1967, Red Sox have sucked forever. Again, I'm not born yet. I just like to go back, read about history, watch old films and stuff. And Joe Foy, who was the starting, and you can find this, and if Ron, if you're still there and you want to, put the link into the fight, 1967, Red Sox-Yankees, the fight, when they hit Joe Foy in the head with the ball. Joe Foy had hit a home run the prior game to win the game or something, and they were pissed at it because he hit a home run to win the game. My point is, strike the guy out. So he comes up, they throw at his head. Not once, not twice. I think it was 3-4 times. They finally got him. They hit him in the head. They threw at his head 3 times, and they finally got him, like on the 4th try or the 3rd try. Okay? Boom. Now he's wearing a helmet, thank God. When they first started wearing a helmet, no ear flaps, just the helmet right here. Didn't save Tony Caligiero because he got gonged in the eye later in August. Chance, I think, was it Chance?
What's his name?
Tony. Well, the guy who got beamed in the eye, who basically ruined his career, was Tony Canigliaro. But Joe Foy gets hit in the head. So they come back he's chirping, but no fight starts. They go back to the dugout, right? Or when he gets hit, he goes to first. Jim Lombard, Gentleman Jim as they called him, was pitching for the Red Sox, the 20-game winner, Cy Young Award winner that year. And they all look at him, and he just looks at them and goes, he nods his head. I forgot who came up for the Yankees, first batter up. Boom! He hits him in the back. So he's chirping, right? Lombard's basically telling him to go to first base and shut the F up. And then he says something back to Lombard. He sort of takes a step towards the pitcher's mound and then starts going, and it's on. Petrocelli from short and Foy from third come flying in. The brawl is on, and it is a massive brawl. I mean, fists are it's awesome. Again, I'm not condoning it, but that's the Red Sox-Yankee rivalry.
Got ejected that game.
Someone got ejected. You imagine they threw at a guy's head 3 times and the pitcher didn't get thrown out? Different time then. I mean, you should throw at anybody's head.
Baseball right now, after maybe 2, you're going to get a big, big warning.
Again, I don't want to see anyone get hit. I'm saying look it up. They threw at his head. Oh, Sports Time Machine. Bill Lee and 1977 or 77. 76. Thank you, Ron. That was Bill Lee and the Yankees. Mickey Rivers sucker punched. That was a good. Oh, that was who went into. Was it Pinella that went sliding into Fisk? They got enough fight. That was a good one. I remember watching that with my mom and dad. My mom, actually. My dad wasn't home that night. Yeah. On the old black and white television. Warren Chandler, how you doing, my friend? How you doing, bud? Good. Hey, JD, how you doing? So we're just going to go a little bit longer because ID wants to stream. So let's movies, and then we'll let you close, Will.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of your favorite movies.
Well, I want to see Ben-Hur if I can find it on Netflix, but
I highly recommend it. Ben-Hur's a great movie.
You and Dog, I was like, I keep watching the chariot scene, and you know what's crazy? Stephen Boyd doesn't win the Oscar when he's dying. Like
that was Masala.
Yeah. What does he say?
He was a jerk to the very end.
Yeah, he's like, try complete Judah.
Yeah.
He didn't win an Oscar for that, which is completely crazy.
And that's a great movie. I do recommend it. But what are some of the movies you like? Sports movies, and then any movie. What's a couple of favorite sports movies?
Miracle on Ice. Miracle. Phenomenal. Herb Brooks. Motivator. Sandlot.
Sandlot's great. I like that with the guy who had the big dog, the old guy,
Yeah.
and the guy he loses the
James
Babe
Earl
Ruth
Jones.
ball.
James
Yeah,
Earl
James Earl
Jones.
Jones. That was a
Darth
good movie.
Vader. Um, Field of Dreams.
Okay, that's
That's an
okay.
okay one.
You can like it. Ron and I are not big fans of Field of Dreams.
It's
So.
okay. It can be better. I there's a bunch of movies I need to see. The Natural, I really want to see.
Wow. Natural's a good movie. Like it. If you've not seen the original Bad News Bears, highly recommend it. Slapshot. Watch that with your. Well, there's swearing and
My
there's a little
dad,
nudity.
no, I'm 24. My dad and I
I
would
know.
not.
Watch Slapshot without your mom in the room, with your dad, and you guys will laugh, laugh, laugh,
He said
laugh.
he loves that
Slapshot's
movie.
unbelievable.
Let's see. Happy Gilmore's always a funny
Oh,
time.
I like Happy Gilmore.
Waterboy. Sorry. Longest Yard.
Yep, I like the original Longest Yard.
I've seen bits and pieces of that one. Non-sports movies, there's like Born Identity, the Bourne series, The Departed,
White, loosely based on Whitey
Oceans.
Bulger, The Departed.
Yes.
What a
The
boss.
Oceans.
Ocean's
Oceans
11's very good. Yeah.
12, 13 as well. Let's see. What's another? There's a bunch of movies I love.
Excellent. So I hope you enjoyed this.
I did.
Now, just tell us what's coming up on your channel. Tell us a little bit, again, for people who just got here. And thank you to Warren Chandler. And Jason Parker says, Warren Chandler says Slapshot is classic. Loved it. Jason Parker says Sandlot is amazing. Never cared for Field of Dreams. All right. Again, if you like Field of Dreams, that's fine. I'm just saying I'm not a big fan.
No, I know.
So tell us, this is W Vogs. This is Will from W Vogs. A member of our community, friends of the community. Used to be friends of the channel. Now we've changed to friends of the community. So we wanted to have him on, and I'm happy we had him on. We get to riff a bit, get his feel for it. We'll have him on maybe one of these Saturdays. We chat with Al, with the crew. He's very excited about that. I'm excited to have him on one of these Saturdays.
Yeah, just keep me in touch by email, Al.
Yep, I got your email. So as we do with chats with Al, you tell us, and then I'll go with the D. Scott Howard. How you doing, my friend? Go ahead, W Vox.
What's coming up?
Yes.
Well, tomorrow, if I could get autographs from the Boston Celtics, speak of Boston Celtics, they're coming to town, and hopefully I'll get some autographs from those guys, do a video recap.
So you're going to the game tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Then I'm doing the introduction. I love filming those introductions. Let's see. Sunday, I have no plans. What I say for people is go to my most recent video or whatever. Shoot me an email. If you could put it in the chat, that would be great, Al.
Your email? You want me to put your email in the chat?
Yeah, it'd be great.
You sure?
Yeah, because I want video recommendations.
Okay. All right, so you can go. Okay, you can go to the channel. He's looking. Will from W Vogs looking for video recommendations. What do you want to see on his channel?
Exactly. Like what year cards? Like I could pick up 87 Donruss, 90 Donruss, 90 tops, 87 Donruss. Like yesterday, I pulled 87.
Where do you? Not to keep you much longer because I want ID wants to stream and I'm hogging airtime now. Oh shoot. Here we go. Where do you pick up these cards out of curiosity?
I have a local card store that's 20 minutes away from me.
Cool.
Yeah, but I'm always open for suggestions. I will never say no. But I do a live stream every now and then. I haven't done one in a while, but I'll probably make one next week sometime. Talk about the news of the week, like what's going on with March Madness. Talk about opening day coming up for baseball. Cool. A bunch of other stuff in the.
I've been in a couple of your live chats. They're fun.
Yeah, definitely, and I love that when you come in. It's
hey, you know what? You come, you support us. I like to support those who support us, and exactly. I try to get to as many people's live chats and watch as many videos as possible. People have to understand that, and there are some people who don't, and there's some people who have said some negative things, which is sad because we're trying to help out a certain person, and it's funny because I'm not going to mention any names, but the person he went after had just we were talking about saying, hey, how can we help this channel? Well, that's off now. That's off. You shouldn't.
The one last thing. The funny thing is, like, I get subscribers who have no videos. I still subscribe to them.
I do the same. I do the same.
I support you. I don't care if you have videos or not.
Yep.
I'm subscribing you. You subscribe me. We're all good.
Yep. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. We'll have you back on. We'll have you on when you're able to on a Saturday for a chat with Al and the crew.
Next Saturday is good for me.
We'll try to have you on then. So it was good. And I already discussed with you what I'd like to do with that. We'll talk offline another time about that. So anyway, thank you very much, Will. I'd like to say thank you to
Al.
Retros. You're welcome. I'd like to say thank you to Uncle Ron from Retro Sports Network. Please subscribe to that channel. D. Scott Howard has some GOAT videos up. Those are always fun. Check out D. Scott Howard. Warren Chandler, thank you very much. JD, another fun. He likes MLB The Show. Check out that channel. Subscribe. Jason Parker. Hello and thank you. Sports Time Machine. Check out his Stratomatic one and done 64 team tournament using Stratomatic Baseball. ID Gesture. Let's go over there if you want. He's going to do a Strat card and dice. And thank you very much. Subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to all the content creators, please. Larry Harris, thank you. Ken Castro, sports writer extraordinaire. Raps, Crafts, and Cards. Check him out and subscribe. I think I subscribed to him. I got to make sure I do that. And we had also Crosby, sorry, Crosby, I know I mispronounced it. Phantomatic, check out those wonderful channels.
What happened to your wife?
Bobby, that's my Twitter wife, thank you. She would have got mad, I forgot. Bobby Cantilano, Jack Dawson. Bleacher Bums Gaming, another great fun channel. You got Glory Days Boxing coming out in May. Can't wait to purchase it. Again, he was kind enough to give me a beta. We'll have a game up next week from his Glory Days Boxing with his new cards. Same cards, different type of setup. He tweaked it a bit, so we'll put up a fight card and dice next week, probably a couple. So, and the original Grognard, my other partner in crime with Ron Juckett. OG, check out that fun military strategy channel. So thank you once again, Will. Thank you. And good night. God bless. We'll see you soon. Let's go. If ID Jester's going to do a Strat card and dice, please let's go support him. If you can, at least go over, hit a like, watch for a little bit.
I'm going to say hi real quick, and then I've got to run.
Excellent. Take care, everyone. God bless. You know what's coming. Peace.
Sure.